Okay guys, today we're going to reassemble the hinge part of this bandsaw. There's the base. This is the hinge component, which is separate. Now I showed you in a previous video that the hinge was embedded in some of the newer ones like the Harbor Freight. And this is the angle hinge, and it bolts on to the top part of the saw. I also took the pin here and I put it in the lathe and sanded it, and in the vise I kind of straightened it out. That set screw locks onto the flat spot of that bar there. And that keeps that pin from sliding out. Now I need to give a shout out to my buddy Steve, my best friend, and he was the one that gave me this saw in pieces. What a good friend, huh? No, I'm just kidding, Steve. I want to thank you very much. This is a really great project, and I'm happy to do it. And I'll have to show some of the other gifts that you gave me as well in the next few videos in this series. So here I'm just going through the process. I've got the tap there. This is 5/16, and I'm just cleaning the threads out. This does have standard American threads, SAE threads on it. It does not have the metric bolts. Now I have the sander, and I'm just going to clean the bosses or the flat areas where the metal contacts the metal. Maybe this will help keep the paint from chipping or the hinge from gumming up, but I just want to clean up these surfaces and make them metal again. With the surfaces cleaned up, we'll go ahead and start assembling. This is the arm here that holds the shaft, the pivot shaft, and putting the 5/16 bolts in. And I'll swing the camera around here just in a second so you can kind of see how the bolts go in. And I'm going to leave these bolts loose initially until I get the hinge all put together, and then I will tighten them up. Now that the arm's attached, I'll go ahead and put the hinge plate, and I'll install the steel shaft here. So there's a little bit of a challenge to get this all lined up because you're kind of doing it from blind angles. So, and I have to gently finesse it in there with the finessing tool, as you'll see here in just a little bit. There we go. We'll just gently pound the shaft into the hole. Now the flat spot, I've got to rotate the flat spot of the shaft around so that when you tighten up that Allen set screw there, it will sit flat against the shaft. A little more fine tuning, and then we'll go ahead and we'll tighten up the set screw that will hold the shaft from rotating, and then we'll tighten the two screws up that'll hold that arm there. And then up there at the top, that's the component that holds the spring, the tensioning spring. And this one didn't come with a spring, so I'm going to have to find some kind of solution or replacement. Here we go. We're tightening up the bolts now on the arm. Now that we have the hinge assembly together, now we're going to go ahead and bring the top part of the saw and the bottom part of the saw and set those together. I still have a gearbox that needs to be cleaned, and I have to hold this up. One thing I kind of discovered is that it wants to swing back, and I don't know how originally they kept it from swinging back, past 90 degrees. But I'll have to come up with a way to stop that from swinging all the way back. And also here, I don't have the stop on the front part of the saw, and I'll install that in just a minute to show you how to do that. So I take this cloth here, and I'll set this on top of the saw as to not chip the paint, so I can set it down. And then I'll go get the stop screw and show you how to install the stop screw. So for the final part, I'm just going to show you how the stop screw stops the saw. Oh, it's already installed there. the stop screw comes down and touches onto the table and doesn't let the saw go down any further. Anyway, this will be the final part of this segment. Hopefully I'll get a couple more segments posted today. Thank you so much for watching.